The seasons are changing and the year is coming to an end. So what does 2025 have in store for us in love and in career? That's the question. All right, 2 cards jumped out. And again, what are we going to be looking forward to in 2024 in love and career? We have 2 cards jump out already. All right. The first one is walking unscathed. You are fortunate. A trap was laid out for you, but you were too smart to fall for it. Okay, so in 2025, work or love, you were smart in the future and avoided this trap. That's an interesting one. Okay. And the next one is veil of illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and career authentically. So next year in 2025, it sounds like there's going to be some like smoke and mirrors going on for you in your love life and in your career. And so this card is telling us that you need to lift the veil. You need to look behind what's on the surface and seek the real truth. Interesting. And look beneath the surface to navigate love and career authentically. So this is a very clear message. We had the trap being set and you walked through unscathed, and then we have you looking beneath the surface. So it sounds like some people might be trying to be shady in 2025, and you need to stay sharp and you need to not fall for it in both love and career, because I was thinking that was a career message, but it looks like it's actually both. So don't let the illusion trick you is what I'm hearing. What else do we need to know about 2025, the year ahead? Open doors. You have many options, so take your time to choose what's right. That's amazing. So in 2025, it looks like there's going to be a lot of opportunities opening up, and those opportunities are going to bring choices. And so as you look at those choices, it sounds like you need to be really considering them well to decide which doors you want to walk through, because there's going to be so many opportunities opening up for you. I love that, but I also think this ties back to the piercing the veil, you know, the veil of illusion, where you need to be looking at these very strategically and looking beneath the surface so that you can make this good choice about these opportunities. So I think that is actually a really helpful to know looking forward to 2025. And what's interesting is a bunch of cards jumped out at this one too. And so the next one that came out is quiet moments. Seek solace in the silence where clarity finds its true voice. And I think that quiet moments is so important. I'm glad this card jumped out because this has been on my mind a lot lately, which is that when we're listening to everybody else's voices and there's a lot of noise going on, we can't hear our own voices. We can't hear our own intuition. This card is a really good reminder to make sure that you are having quiet moments where you aren't having all of this noise, you're not having all these distractions, you're not having, frankly, all these other inputs is really the issue. And so I think taking the time to have these quiet moments is what's going to help you navigate these amazing opportunities and make those good choices next year. So keep that in mind as you move into 2025. It sounds like we all need to be really focused on taking time to hear ourselves and hear our own voices in order to make good decisions, and also to kind of see through the BS. Like going back to that veil of illusion card, it sounds like we need to be taking this quiet time so we have time away from the BS so we can see it and hear it clearly. So I think that is really amazing. Okay, we also drew this right track card, which is such a good message as we look at, you know, moving into 2025 and what's going to happen in love and career, which is you are going in the right direction. So just keep moving forward. So that's really hitting me, because I know that like many of us, there's just so much going on in the world that I'm like, am I doing the right things? I need to change direction. And so I think this one's saying, no, you don't need to change direction. You need to keep going. So, oh, love that. All right. What else do we need to know? What else does 2025 have in store for us? I think we all need a little bit of hope about next year as we wrap up 2024. Oh my goodness. And so we pulled the On the Mend card. Look at that. Be compassionate and kind to yourself as you heal your heart. Ooh, be compassionate and kind to yourself as you heal your heart. That's so nice. That is so nice, because healing is a process and it can be very difficult, especially when you're healing what's in your heart. And I think a lot of us have taken a lot of hits, you know, and as you go through that process of healing, I think it's important to be kind and compassionate to yourself and give yourself time. Some of that kindness is giving yourself the space and the time and the grace to do that healing without a lot of, I'm just going to say it again, without a lot of that external noise, without anybody else telling you you're doing it wrong. Heal and be kind to yourself and don't rush it. That's such a good message for next year. I can really feel that one. What's really funny is we also got this alone time card. It's called On Your Own. And it says, it's time to take some alone time or be single to get a new perspective. I think that is really key, especially when we think about the choices, you know, with the open doors that are coming up, and we think about the healing. I think this goes back to what I was saying, and the quiet and the solitude, which is alone time is so important to do that healing and that growth and taking time away from relationships. Maybe you've got some patterns in your relationships that you're trying to break, right? Maybe there's something with the people you're choosing, or there's something that you're bringing into it, but either way, there's some patterns in these relationships. And the only way to get clarity on patterns is to take time away and to take space and to be alone. And so being alone with yourself, learning more about yourself while you're single, and getting clarity about you and what you want and what you need, and also your role in these patterns that maybe keep repeating themselves in your love life. I know I have some of those. I'm sure you guys do too, but that's really the message I'm getting is be single, take some space, learn more about yourself, and learn how to change these patterns you're in with the partners you choose, with the energy you bring into the relationship. But you can't do that unless you take some time alone. That's really a good one. What's going to happen for us in 2025? Because I'm hearing a lot about the work we need to be doing, but I want to hear what's going to happen for us. I do like that you're on the right track card. Okay, this one just jumped out really quickly. Seed of potential. Okay, growth. Love it. Plant the seed of potential and nurture its sprouting promise with your attention and care. Okay, again, this one's still saying you need to do some work. Sorry, a lot of work involved in these messages for 2025. But yeah, it sounds like if you do the work, that you will be getting these rewards of whatever seeds you're planting. So you have to plant the seeds and you have to do the nurturing, but the potential is there. And you will get that promise fulfilled of whatever it is that you're planting if you do this. You have to plant the seeds and then you have to nurture them, but then you're going to get these benefits. So I love that. This is great. I think that we've really learned a lot about things we can be doing in our love lives and in our careers. It sounds like we need to have a lot of like mental and emotional clarity next year, which is going to involve being alone and hearing our own inner thoughts and really parsing the truth about what's being presented to us, right? And to stay the course on our goals. We need to plant the seeds, we need to do the nurturing, and we need to stay on that course because we're on the right track. We just need to like get rid of all the BS happening around us and not listen to all those little nattering voices telling us we're wrong or do it differently. So that's a really clear message for 2025. Sit with that for a minute. I'd love to know what you think. I'm Gabby from Mystic Sisters, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.